Welcome to my edition of the mid-year reading Freakout tag, and shout out to my aunt for this awesome shirt. Number 1, the best book I read by far this year has been As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. I highly recommend listening to the audiobooks for this series. They are so good. It's like listening to a true crime podcast, obviously fictional though. I have never been so anxious while reading a book, I don't think ever. I had to take a break because it was too intense. And I listened to like a lot of true crime, paranormal podcasts, and watch a lot of horror movies. So my tolerance for that kind of stuff is really high. But there was just something about this that was so immersive listening to the audiobook. I couldn't picture like a better way for this series to end. The best sequel I read is Delicates. This girl right here, best introduction of a character into the series, into any series, ever. She made me care about this so much more, and I was genuinely concerned for her. And I know she's fake. I know she's not a real person, but I genuinely hope she's doing okay. I had 2 new releases that were immediately added to my TBR. Your Blood, My Bones by Kelly Andrew, and The Cemetery of Untold Stories by Julia Alvarez. And guys, my most anticipated release for the second half of this year is This Ravenous Fate by Haley Dennings. It comes out in August, and I will be buying this book. I don't buy a lot of books without reading them first, but this is definitely going to be one of them. It is set in 1920s Harlem, enemies to lovers, and sapphic vampires. Do I need to tell you anything else? I don't think so. The most disappointing read of this year, I can't even tell you because I'm participating in the SMP boycott. All they have to do is release a statement saying, hey, we don't support the ideals and beliefs of this one particular employee who was a trash human. They haven't. The boycott is like a non-marketing, so like don't talk about the books online, but you can still buy them kind of thing. This book made a joke about the same kind of thing that the boycott is about, and I thought that was extremely distasteful, especially because this came out this year while the boycott's going on. And I liked the book except for that one joke. They could have taken it out, and it would have been great. But no. The surprise I had reading this year was 7 Days in June. I was kind of iffy about whether I was going to like this, but when I tell you it is a grounded second chance romance, and honestly, I believe a complete masterclass in character, especially if you're going to do a romance. This is awesome. Going back to the first book I mentioned, my favorite new author this year is Holly Jackson. If you're a fan of Courtney Summers, but you'd like some more closure, Holly Jackson's your girl. Here are the rapid fire ones, okay? I had no new fictional crushes, no books made me cry, and I meant to say here, no new favorite characters. All in all, so far this year, I've only had like 2 5-star reads, and I've been in a 2 and 3-star reading slump, honestly. So, I'm hoping the second half of the year is a little better. One book that did make me really happy though when I saw that it came out and I got it from the library online immediately as soon as I found out it existed is There's Something Strange About My Brain, Writing Horror for Kids by R.L. Stine. This is a nonfiction book on writing. It's kind of combination memoir and intro to writing for kids. Like writing stuff for children and children's writing. It's kind of a genre mashup with that, but it really works, especially if you like writing and you're a fan of R.L. Stine, or you are really interested in writing for kids, spooky stories particularly, give it a read. And I'm sorry but not sorry, I can't show you the prettiest book I bought this year, because I really like that author, but she's represented by one of the St. Martin's Press imprints. So, not allowed to show you, but I did want to share, I got to meet her. She had an event at somewhere near me, and I have been a fan of hers since I was 14. I am now 25, so you can guess how excited I was to meet her. And she doodled on my book, which is just the coolest ever. So it was super fun meeting her, and my book is super pretty. I say it's the prettiest also because she doodled all over it. But if the boycott ever ends, because if they do something about it, I will be bragging about this book. The books I need to read by the end of the year are Blood Sisters. I had this down wrong. This actually came out last year, so I waited longer than I needed to because I was so excited about this. I also just bought it, so this will be the next book I'm starting. I also have been rereading the Mediator series by Meg Cabot. There is a whole novella and another book, time jump to when these characters that were teenagers in the OG series are adults. So I definitely need to finish that, and I will probably make a video about that because they are really funny and totally Buffy inspired. So there you go. This is my reading wrap up. I hope you liked it. Found some recommendations. I could have made a way longer video about how many books I didn't like. I need to start DNFing more.